Come on guys, welcome along to another video, and today something a little bit different to our usual motorcycle reviews. Today we're taking out this Honda's SH350i. My very first thoughts, just coming out of Branson's, I'm 6'1", and the top of this screen sits perfectly in line with my eyesight, so I'm having to kind of like sit down in the seat just so I can see below it. Being so used to riding bikes, my right foot keeps twitching. If you've ever driven a automatic car after driving manual for years, you'll know exactly what I mean with that. Your left leg twitches for the clutch when you come into a stop. That's exactly the same on this moped. My right leg keeps twitching every time I go for the brakes, and that's because both brakes are on the levers. The windscreen does do a really good job. I'm getting absolutely no buffeting, no wind hitting the helmet whatsoever. I'm going to do a little bit of a city riding this morning, and then we'll take this out, see what else it can do on the back roads of Yeovil. I'm not sure for 2023, but last year I had a little look on the top 10 best-selling motorcycles, and the top 3 were all scooters. Then the 4th and the 5th top-selling motorcycle was the GSA and the GS from BMW. There's a reason why so many of these sell in the UK. Easy to ride, very fuel economical, and very cheap to run. If you live in a big city or a big town and all you need to do is kind of just get around just the local shops, etc., something like this is absolutely perfect. Tell you what, it's got 16-inch wheels front and rear, and actually handles pretty nicely. Sometimes it's nice to have a little change from what you normally ride. Yesterday I was on the 1250 GS, day before that Multistrada V4S. All big engines, big bikes, expensive, and a ton of tech. Sometimes it's just nice to be on a bike like this. It's simple, it's easy to ride. Like I said, you just jump on it, it's a twist and go. Unless you're Zoe, she really struggled last time we were on a scooter. Hey, that's the horn. Wouldn't be a me review if I didn't hit the horn instead of the indicators. Yeah, Zoe really struggled last time we done scooters. She just couldn't get her head round the whole clutch or no clutch issue. She hadn't been riding that long, so she kept pulling the brake lever thinking it was the clutch and was wondering why she was doing a bit of yo-going. Gone the days where scooters used to be 50cc, 125cc. This bad boy is a 350, which has got 330 cc's. You can get scooters up to 750 cc's, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's got enough go, that's for sure, around town. Now this thing has a claimed 83 miles per hour. I'm 115 kilos, so I am a big boy to be on this scooter. We'll see later on if we can get up to 70. Don't need to push it to 83. This bike is producing 31 Nm torque with 29 brake horsepower. It is what it is. There's no point worrying about how fast you can go. You know you can go up to 80 if you want, but it's a twist and go, so actually it's pretty quick. You don't get a bike like this to do any long distance or big rides. This is a pure city bound machine. Technology on this bike is pretty slim, and that's okay. We have got full LEDs, which is really nice to see actually. Definitely helps out at the nighttime riding. We do have Honda's selectable traction control. Basically you can turn it on or off. I just do a little bit of city riding. I'll do that. We've got two LED screens. The larger one at the top, that shows most of our information, so temperature, time, speed, battery, mileage. This bike has only got 38 miles done so far. The tank isn't full and it's showing 88 miles. This bike has a 9 litre fuel tank, and that's, like I said, they're cheap to run, so it isn't going to cost you a whole lot to fill this up, and you're going to get over 100 miles per tank, depending on how you ride it. Also the weight, my extra weight would definitely chew down some of these miles. And then the little screen down the bottom is our trip A, trip B information. To rotate through the top LED screen, so like your mileage, your range, etc. On the left hand side there's an info A button. You're just going to push that up and it will just cycle through there. To cycle through the bottom one, so the trip A, trip B, there's a bottom arrow, info B. You're just going to push that and it's going to cycle. Really simple, really easy to use. A bike like this doesn't need to be technologically difficult. Not only do we have this rather large windscreen, which, like I said, does a great job. Unfortunately, if I sit where I would normally, I just can't see it. But anyway, moving on. We've got these nice wind deflectors either side of the hand as well. So it's just nice to, you're kind of in this little bubble on this scooter. Let's get out of town a little bit and see what this baby can do. If you were looking at using this scooter for around town or any form of like delivery, etc., there's not a whole lot of space to mount your phone for your sat nav, so that would definitely be something to consider, as you'd expect with a scooter like this. That's kind of made for city riding, slow speed handling. It's just really easy. It just kind of goes exactly where you want it to. There isn't the flickability, it doesn't just drop, but a scooter like this, you don't need it to. You can get around pedestrians, cones, whatever it may be, pretty easily. I've not been on this bike long, but I am starting to feel the seat is quite hard for me. Remember, I am not a skinny chicken. And we're off. Look at the acceleration. Suspension with my weight is pretty hard. All these little potholes and bumps, I am feeling pretty much every single one through the bike. Looking at the ergonomics of the scooter then, I've spoken about the windscreen and about the seat. I've got more than enough room down by my knees. I mean, there's still another full fist between my kneecaps and then the back end of the scooter. Back end of the scooter? The front of the back. So I'm not cramped in that sense, but like I said, I am having to kind of sit down in the seat because of the windscreen. So I could see after a day on this bike or so that my back may start to be aching. What's going on here, mate? Okay, so we're into nationals now. Let's see what this baby can do. Even though this is just 330 cc's, I tell you what, national speed limit, absolutely no dramas. Handles it like a champ. Tell me this, what more do you need from a bike? Easy to ride, twist and go, large carrying capacity under the seat, big old screen, cheap, fuel efficient, and can do 60, 70 for the back roads. You don't need more from a bike. That's it. I'm selling the GSA and I'm buying myself a scooter. The brakes are actually pretty good as well. The left hand brake is definitely a little bit stronger, so if you're just gentle city braking, I'd use the right, and then when you want to make sure you need to stop, you could take this onto the motorway. I'm not saying you'd want to, I'm not saying it'd be comfortable, but you could, or a dual carriageway for a little stint. It will do. 70-75 kind of easily. Little stint on the old dual carriageway.
This bike has got a seat height of 805mm. I'm 6'1", 115 kilos. As you can tell, I'm not flat-footed either side. The seat is quite wide, pushing my legs outwards. This is what I mean by the windscreen, my eye level. It's not ideal, but something you kind of either sit up or crouch down. Plenty of room in and around the cockpit area, so even bigger people like myself, you aren't going to have any dramas with it. The bike is 172 kilos. It feels really light in between your legs, so putting on the side stand is easy. You can step through, or because it's only 172 kilos, it's got a centre stand, but it goes on like it's nothing to it. This bike will set you back £5,400. What more do you need for a city bike like this? Honestly, I don't know. Some of the other scooters at 750cc and pushing 12 grand, I don't think you need it. This is perfect, in my opinion, for the city rides.
Morrison's car park, you've been a pleasure. Let's discuss my final thoughts and opinions on a Honda SH350i. Now, for me personally, my size and weight, the seat, it's big, but it definitely, I can definitely feel some sore spots after riding it for a couple of hours, and this screen isn't ideal for eye level. Add on top of that the suspension is pretty stiff with me. Personally, I don't think this scooter would be for me, but for those people that are smaller, lighter, shorter, this thing's awesome. Honestly, around town, what more do you need? You want something that's easy and cheap to run, and it just pops in and out, go boop boop boop. This is it. I wouldn't bother looking for anything bigger CC wise. If you're going to do that, you might as well just get a proper bike, proper motorcycle, rather than a scooter. I don't understand 750cc scooters, but then again, what's an Africa Twin or an NT 1100 or a CMX 1100 Rebel with a DCT dual clutch transmissions? There is no clutch, therefore it's a twist and go. You could argue, are they not just oversized scooters? I'll let the comments box decide that one. I know last time I accidentally called the Forza 750 a moped. I have refrained. I have managed to stop myself from saying moped throughout this whole video, I believe. Quote me if I'm wrong. Because this is a scooter. Yes, out on the sticks, out on the back roads and the dual carriageways, this can do the speed it claims. If I lived in the back areas, would I get a scooter just for that kind of area? Nah, no I wouldn't. This is your town riding type of bike, and there's a reason why they sell so many of them. 5,400 quid all in. Yeah, go on then. Holy, unleaded 142 with diesel 141. When was the last time? Oh, okay. When was the last time you guys saw, when was the last time you saw petrol more expensive than diesel? Whew. How the times have turned. Don't forget dual ABS on this bike, front and rear, always handy. Ladies and gents, I think you can tell by my reaction is this scooter is pretty good. I'm a big fan of it. If you do want to jump on and test ride this exact bike, head on over to Branson's in Yeovil, speak to David and tell him Matt from DSR sent you. I don't get anything, just recognition. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, subscribe to us. We've got review videos like this coming out weekly. And all that's left to say, until the next one, ride safe.